The interesting thing about vlogging so far is that I feel like a little bird that's like getting ready for a mating dance. You know how they'll clear the leaves and like make the area look extra nice.
Hi. Oh my goodness.
Good morning. As you can probably tell, this is not an episode of Wild Geese. I'm dipping my toes into vlogging today. I'll talk a little bit more about why in a second, but for now, I need to put away some clothes that I washed yesterday and then failed to fold, make my bed, and make some breakfast. So let's do that. Every time I wear these, I get so many compliments, so I have started to wear these all the time. I like to call it my cartoon character outfit. I'm walking to the park right now and listening to a Radio Lab episode about breast milk. Okay, we are in one of my favorite places in Central Park. This is like a sweet little oasis, but also, I don't know, there's like a condom wrapper over there. There's, you know, I'm trying to make it look cute. More like an untouched piece of nature versus a park that sees thousands of people every single day. Anyway, let me show you my little spot. Ooh, ah. In the morning, no one ever comes over here, so I'm nice and alone to do my reading and my vlogging. I want to expand a little bit on why I wanted to do a vlog style video in the first place, because I've been doing Wild Geese episodes for a while. Those are obviously still going to keep coming. I love doing Wild Geese, but I feel like I am falling into a little bit of a trap of like feeling like every single thing that I put out there needs to be like as impactful as possible. And sometimes a girl just wants to have fun. Sometimes I want to play. I want to be silly. I don't necessarily always want to have perfectly formed thoughts. I would love for this vlog, and if I continue to do vlogs after this, who knows? We'll see if I like doing it. But I would love for this to just be a space where I can like share my half-baked thoughts, take you along on my day. I don't necessarily want it to just be like a day in my life. I still want to share my thoughts with you, but I want it to feel like a little bit of a lower pressure thing than a video essay. So that's why I'm here. This is the first time I've taken you out of my apartment. Do you feel young and wild and free yet? Anyway, I go on a walk every single morning if I can because I like the sun to hit my eyes. It's very good for your circadian rhythm. Also, walking is just good for your soul. That's what's happening. Usually I take a little book, I do a little reading, I do a little bird watching, because we all know that once you reach age like 25, suddenly you care about birds. I'm like desperately trying to get a video of some of the birds over here, but I can't tell if my camera's getting it or not. I think I have a lot of opinions about birds, but people don't talk about finches enough. Finches are adorable, and at least in New York City parks, they are everywhere, so we take them for granted. But just like stare at a finch and it might make your day better. I like to think that there's like a little family of elves or fairies or something that live in that tiny little tree doorway. You know, sometimes when you see a tree, what you're really seeing is a door for a different being. Okay, update. This breast milk podcast is really kind of grossing me out. Something I know about myself is that I don't really like hearing about bodily fluids. I could do without that on this morning, so I'm gonna switch. Okay, yesterday I put out the poll for the next episode of Wild Geese on Instagram to see what people wanted to hear next, and they voted for, I mean, the poll's not done yet, but it seems like it's gonna come out to the linguistics episode. And then a listener DM'd me and said that I should listen to the podcast Lingthusiasm. So that's what I switched to from the Breast Milk podcast. I put these polls out with episode topics that are just like general curiosities and interests on my mind right now, but they're very blurry things. Like, it's just kind of like pieces of inspiration gathered from a bunch of different places. No idea how this is going to coalesce into an actual episode. Like, I've never taken a linguistics class. I don't really know actually that much about linguistics, but I have been trying to learn Spanish through an app called Language Transfer, which basically takes what you know from English and like transfers it over into Spanish instead of just teaching you a bunch of vocabulary words. And it has been really, really interesting to me, the linguistics aspect of that. I think the way we speak about the world absolutely has an effect on the way that we experience it. The intricacies of how that works, though, I have no idea. So this is when the fun research part of things starts. But I'm always a bit nervous at this moment that I actually know nothing and will not be able to compile the sources I need to compile to make any sense. LOL. I'm gonna start listening to that podcast now. The elevator in my building has now been broken for like 2 weeks, so I'm walking up. All right, I've actually got to get to work now. So today I have some bookkeeping to do.
My favorite thing in the world.
I have some editing for clients, emails to catch up on, and then the fun part, research. So let's get started. You know that feeling when you sit down to do something that you have been putting off for so long and it ends up being not that big of a deal and not that hard, and then you feel like kind of a dummy loser for putting it off for so long, but also like proud of yourself at the same time for doing it? That's how I feel about bookkeeping right now. Honestly, this is one thing about vlogging that I feel like it's a little bit of a life hack. If you have something that you really need to get done, filming yourself for a little vlog, doing it might be the motivation that you need, because otherwise I probably would not have done this today. But I have you as a little voyeur here with me to motivate me to actually do the shit that I really, really need to do. So, thanks. All right, I just got done categorizing every single expense, business expense that I've had this year. So, woohoo! I really kind of desperately need to get into the habit of doing this once a week instead of all on one random day, because it is just a piece of like anxious noise that's in the back of my head all the time. I need to remember this next time I'm pushing it off. It is really not that bad, unless you have to do it all in one go. That's what makes it so bad. And I just realized it's Thursday, so I need to write my newsletter. If you're not a part of the newsletter, I send out weekly like media recommendations, reading recs, watching recs, artists that I'm following, etc. So the link to that will be in the episode description. Okay, little tip that I learned: if you put a little bit of 100% cranberry juice in your water, it's a great way to get your electrolytes. You don't actually have to buy those electrolyte packet things unless you really like them. The taste of the cranberry juice is not that bad to me, especially since it's just like a little bit in your water, and I feel like it's way less expensive than those like electrolyte packets. So I don't know if that is science. I'm not a science girl. Don't look to me for facts on food stuff. Cheers. And I'm gonna take a short little reading break while everything's cooking because I wanna not look at the computer for a second. I've been trying to make a habit of having a pen and a highlighter in my hand when I read, because I saw this girl breaking down how she annotates with her books and how it helps her like be in conversation with the writer as she's reading. Basically, she was saying she always has a pen in her hand when she's reading, and she'll make notes that are like contending with what the author says. She basically was like, there's no way that someone can be talking for 200 pages and I'm agreeing with everything they're saying. So I'm like disagreeing in pen, asking questions in pen, putting brackets around words that I don't know, and then highlights are like things that you really love. So I've been kind of using that as my annotation guide lately. Y'all, the terror I just rained down upon myself. I was putting the potatoes with the meatballs in the oven and my hand slipped and then got potatoes and meatballs all over the bottom of the oven. And then I had to pick them out of the bottom of the oven while the oven was so hot. Okay, we're down to half potatoes and 1 meatball. Actually, I think I have more meatballs. Don't worry, don't fret. Honestly, should I take it? Huge news. I got a package. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay, bag for a bag. I see you. Aww. Nothing like a sophisticated purse to really elevate the overall look. I just got off the phone with my mom. It's her birthday today, and I had some flowers delivered for her. It's always sad to not be able to be in the same place as your parents or any family members for their birthday, but I will be visiting my hometown in a couple of weeks, so there's that. All right, maybe that was a signal for my brain to actually get to work. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I just got home from the book club bar. It was so nice. I spent hours there just reading. I picked up The Serviceberry by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I didn't buy it, but I picked it up and like almost read the entire thing just sitting there. I was taking my little notes on it. And then I was not going to buy anything, but then I saw this edition of Giovanni's Room, and I've been really wanting to read James Baldwin. I've read James Baldwin like snippets here and there, but I've never read a full James Baldwin novel. So I picked this up and read like 10 pages, and in the first 10 pages I was like, hell yeah, I have to get this, because I was like sitting there, they have a nice little seating area. I was like sitting there reading this, and I knew that I had a pen and a highlighter in my bag, and there were so many things that I was like, God, I want to annotate this right now. So I just went ahead and bought it and then sat back down and then started annotating. So I'm very excited to dig into this. That's all for now. I'm gonna go eat dinner and watch Bachelor in Paradise. And that's my day. Good morning. We've got a busy day ahead. I'm gonna go meet my friend for coffee so that we can do some work together. I have a couple different gifts that I need to get for people. I don't know if I'm gonna have time today to do shopping for that, but maybe. And then I have a bachelor/bachelorette party to go to tonight. So, fit check for this morning. Okay, I've got you very precariously set up on the top of my closet door. I got this Ducks Unlimited t-shirt at a thrift shop this past weekend in New Jersey. I got this skirt in Paris when I was like 17 years old. I believe I got my shoes from last summer. My sunglasses are Z Supply. This bracelet was a gift from Colombia. That may have just been the least helpful fit check you've ever seen in your life, so sorry.
Hello everyone. I am so honored to be here on Anna's vlog, and I think everyone should be nice to her at all times. My puppy's getting groomed. Maybe you'll get to see him with his fresh haircut.
Say hi, Autumn. All people all over the world.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down, or below my bully boys blow.
Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm on my way to a bridal shower this afternoon, and this morning I've just been reading Giovanni's Room. I'm loving it so far. I just got to the little scene. No spoilers if you haven't read it, but I just got to the scene where David meets Giovanni, and Giovanni's kind of laughing at him for waiting until he's sure in order to say that they're friends. And I just thought it was so cute. And then later tonight I'm meeting some friends for dinner, so fun day ahead.
You look so hot.
I'm getting puppet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ending this vlog right back where we started. Now, at this point, it has been weeks since I recorded any of that, and I realized as I was editing that I didn't record any type of ending at all. So that's what this is. I have talked myself out of posting this vlog about 10 times while I was editing it because I just don't feel like I'm very good at doing this yet. I feel like, you know, it's that gap between your taste and your skills. I'm definitely feeling that right now. But trying to practice what I preach, I guess, and just go ahead and put out what feels like an unfinished product. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this week. I feel like the ratio of this podcast is making me laugh because the first day was so long. I included so much, and then after that, I was kind of forgetting to film. I think moving forward, I'll probably do like one vlog a month as long as it stays fun, and try to film more throughout the month. So this was kind of a wonky, weird, just couple of random days, but I had a good time, and I hope you did too. A squirrel just went into our tree door. He just went right in. Oh, did you see that? He came out. All right, and with that, the squirrel has walked out of the tree door, and so will I. Bye.